It's a one-on-one Buds battle with me, Ryan Buds, taking on my buddy, singer-slash-comedian Randy Washington in 20 questions on fictional dogs and giant robots. This is Trivia with Buds. And welcome to another episode of the Trivia with Buds podcast. This is your new favorite trivia podcast. I can guarantee it. We've done 77 other episodes that I beg you to check out. Go back on iTunes, look at the titles, find something good that strikes your fancy and start with that. Maybe you're into true crime and Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Maybe you're into Game of Thrones and Parks and Rec. Maybe you're into Roadhouse as well as Dirty Dancing, two of my favorite Patrick Swayze movies. There's a little something for everybody in the titles of the episodes of this show, so go back and check that out. I am your host, Ryan Buds. I'm a comedian, I am a trivia host, and I am an English major from Illinois, now living on the West Coast in Southern California. I host trivia at about 15 different places on a weekly basis, and I do a ton of private events and parties and fundraisers and all that good stuff. You can learn all about me at triviawithbuds.com. That's my website. That's my hub for all info related to what I do. Here's 3 random bullet points about me if you're brand new to the show. Here we go. I sleep on my stomach. I'm a stomach sleeper. That's my first bullet point. My second one is I am scared of doors that open towards me. Like if you go to reach for them, I always have this fear that someone's going to swing the door into my hand and shatter my wrist. It's never happened. It's never even come close to happening, but I always think about it. And my third bullet point is that I hate the sound of most motorcycles. That's right. I cannot stand when they rip through my quiet neighborhood. So there's 3 bullet points. Maybe you are on a level with me on one of those things, or maybe you're not, and maybe you're turning off this show, or maybe I can get you to listen by telling you that today is an excellent episode filled with trivia, full of giant robot-related things and fictional dog questions. That's right, 20 questions on those topics. It's a really fun episode. My friend Randy Washington is a real delight, and I think you will love listening to my interview with him and our chat at RT Rogers Brewing in Sierra Madre, California, which is one of my brand new trivia nights. You can play weekly on Thursdays at 8 p.m., 8 to 10 every Thursday in Sierra Madre, California. That's RT Rogers Brewing. Check that out. How are your resolutions going? That's what I want to know. I want to know what your resolutions are and how you are holding to them and sticking to them. I'm trying to do the no drink, no weed, no soda pop, no fun month, which is what I am in the middle of. This is January, and I have already probably lost about 10 pounds. I bet 8 pounds, maybe something like that, just by not doing any of those things. I'm drinking a lot of Honest tea, drinking about 2 bottles of half tea, half lemonade every day, and much more water than I'm used to, and doing a little exercise, pulling the kid around the neighborhood in a wagon, walking the dogs a few blocks. I just want to know how you're holding up on your resolutions. Let me know. Drop me a line, drop me a tweet. Let me know what's going on with you. I just finished The Punisher, which I thought was superb. I thought that was one of the best Netflix series they've ever done. And I really liked the Daredevil. I liked his intro on that, but I was super into this season 1 of The Punisher. I think that it was one of the slowest starts to a show where I'm like, when is he going to start punishing people? And then suddenly it just blossomed into this great, great show. I thought the acting was great. I loved what they did to kind of turn some of the mythos on its head and change characters for the better and things like that. So I urge you to check that out. The Punisher, really, really good. It's got like a 97 on Rotten Tomatoes, I think, for TV shows, which is hard to do. I saw Coco with my daughter. That was her first movie in theaters. It was very cute. She got her own ticket. She walked up. The girl tore it. She handed it back to her. She got popcorn. She sat in the recliner with her little feet up, and we watched Coco, which was an amazing, as always, Pixar movie. Pixar knows how to make really good tearjerkers, and I think you should go see that if you have not seen it yet. Coco is a 5-star movie, for sure. Now that I've seen a movie with my daughter, my wife was there as well. We've broken the seal on going to the theater, so I can take her anytime I want. My wife really wanted to be there for the first time because we're such movie lovers, and we all love that movie. But now that we've gone to see that together, I can take her to see stuff of my own. So tomorrow, we're going to go see Paddington 2, which also has a really, really high, I think it has 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, and is very close to matching Lady Bird for that many positive reviews. So that's kind of cool. They said it's one of those rare sequels that is better than the first. And I really like the first one. Thought the first one was great. I have a brand new online store, triviawithbuds.com/online-store. I think I could change that to something easier at some point. But we have 3 products on there. You could check out the Trivia with Buds wood-carved bottle opener. And it has a magnetic thing behind the logo that catches the bottle caps for you. That is very, very cool. We also have a 4-pack of wooden coasters with that same Trivia with Buds logo on them. It's got a beer kind of cheersing and my name and stuff like that. You can order a 4-pack of those. You can get a combo. They can see the 4-pack of coasters and the bottle opener, which is mountable. So you can put it by your bar or in your man or woman cave. That'd be kind of cool, huh? And also I have a set of Sharknado headshots. We call it the Sharknado Headshot Double Feature. You get 2 headshots, and you can keep one for yourself or give one to a friend, or you can have them signed to 2 friends or family members. Whoever likes the movie that you want to buy them for, I will sign a message for them, anything you want on the headshot. So that's a 2-for-1 kind of a deal with free shipping on those as well, which is cool. This is all of the items in the online store. Go to triviawithbuds.com, click on store, and you can help support the show. People are always asking me, what can I do to support the show? What can I do to make sure this thing keeps cranking out every single Tuesday at 8 a.m. Pacific? And I say, get on that store and buy some swag for somebody you know and love. We got a great episode coming your way. We're going to dive into it right now. We got Randy Washington. We got Fictional Dogs. We got giant friggin' robots. Here we go. Sitting here in beautiful Sierra Madre, California, where you can buy a 800 square foot guest house for $1 million. Are you aware of that, Randy?
I don't pay attention to anything that costs more than like $10,000.
Yeah.
I'll never have that extra money.
Isn't it insane?
Yeah.
800 square feet, one little house, but it's Sierra Madre. It's a very nice, quaint little town.
It's beautiful.
I believe near here is where Will Ferrell ran naked in Old School.
Okay,
The streaking
the old
scene.
school
I think
house.
that is right around here somewhere. If it's
Yeah.
not on the main street here, it's like 1 or 2 towns over.
Yeah.
You're the voice you're hearing besides mine, Randy Washington.
That's me.
comedian, actor, performer. You do all of it.
I do all that stuff.
What's your background? Where are you from?
I'm from Denver, Colorado. Background is, I don't know, been singing since I was 5. And,
I didn't know you were a singer.
Yes.
I don't think I knew that.
That's like my forte first.
Bread and butter.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I'm not doing it. It's not paying enough where I can buy bread and butter.
Yeah.
It is fun though.
Sure. You know you do? You go to Jimmy John's day-old bread. You ever get that?
Will they make me sing?
Yeah.
Okay.
That would be good.
I'll sing.
Be a good trade-off. You and I met at a bar. I was doing trivia in Glendale about
Yes.
6 months ago called
Yes.
Latitude 34. We don't do trivia there anymore. It never really took off. But what did take off was a friendship between the two of us.
So
right?
true.
And we found out we had a bunch of comedian friends in common, probably most famously Jay Washington,
Yes.
who I had on last night. I was doing like Facebook Live added all these features, so you can do split screens and add people into the video, which is
Wow.
really cool. So, like, there were like 15 people watching, and I'm like, hey, who wants to jump on and do some trivia? And then Jay jumped on, and it splits the screen. And
Yeah.
it's kind of like you feel like you're doing like a morning call-in show or something.
That's
It's kinda
awesome.
neat.
Yeah.
How do you know Jay?
Jay and I did. There was a
You're like, he's my older brother.
Yes,
We have the same last
clearly.
name.
Jay Washington. We had there was a film/comedy festival back in Denver that ran for like
Yeah.
3 or 4 years, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
He's from Chicago. He came out and he did that fest, and we met, and it was just like kindred spirits.
Oh, there you go. Shout out to Jay Washington. There's nobody that works harder and does like exactly what you just said. Like he flew to this thing. He appeared at this thing. He showed up at this thing. Like he hustles and he puts in the work, and he's been doing that for the 10 years I've known him. So
yeah.
Shout out
Chicago,
to Jay.
duh. Is that where you know him from?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, we met at a club called Riddles on the South Side, and Jay was on an episode of this show like about a month ago. So go back and listen to that. He's against another Chicago comedian named Bobby Hill. We did comic book movies and cars and driving trivia. So it was a lot of fun. And shout out right now, you heard some stuff in the intro to this episode with my friend Ryan from RT Rogers Brewing Company. But his family just opened this in Sierra Madre, California, and we're in the brewery and the tap room. And it's brand new. It smells good in here, doesn't it?
Yeah, it smells like wort.
Yeah.
You know.
And how do we paint the picture for the listener what this place is like?
It's like a modern, quaint, like it's something you would find in like a little mountain town. That I just realized we are in a mountain town.
It is, yeah. It does kind of feel like we're up at Big Bear or something.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
So they got it going on right. They have 3 beers on tap right now: the Henny Penny Brown Porter, the Del Farmer Belgian Style Blonde, and the Shoemaker's Red India Pale Ale.
Have you tried all 3 yet, or have you just tried?
No, I've actually, yes, I have tried all 3. They're all delicious, and we have samplers in front of us right now. So RT Rogers Brewing just opened, Sierra Madre, California. We met at Latitude 34 playing some trivia. You were always kicking some ass there.
I was doing okay.
You're pretty good at pop culture.
I'm very good at pop culture. I was always alone, though.
Sure.
So I didn't have the ability. You had like a bunch of people where they're like 5-6 people in a group.
Yeah, usually it's kind of team-based, so very rarely is there somebody that plays solo, but every once in a while there is, and sometimes that person can win, which is really impressive because you're playing against 8 or 9 minds sometimes. We try and limit it to 6, you know. I had the biggest trivia night I ever hosted the other night. I actually didn't host it, but it was Trivia with Buds at Last Name Brewing in Upland, California. We had 18 teams, about 100 people. So it was pretty wild, and it's cool to be a part of that. You are a big singer. Like what? I was going to say, what kind of style singer? Is that a thing? Like what is the style of singer you are?
Like if I pick whatever kind of singing I want to do, usually it's like I like crony stuff. So I like or croony stuff like Sinatra, Bublé.
Maybe not like a Darius Rucker. More like a...
I try to avoid appearing like Darius Rucker in almost every single way.
I only brought him up because the last thing I sang, it was my first time ever doing live band karaoke at a place in Studio City, and 2 of my friends, Sydney Adeni and Nate Weatherup, were like, "Hey, we should sing Wagon Wheel."
Yeah.
And I was like, really? I go, do you guys know that song? They go, yeah. None of us knew the song. Like, we knew, like, Rock Me Mama Like a Wagon Wheel. That's all we knew. Yeah. So it was kind of a disaster. But the band...
Hey Mama Rock Me.
Hey Mama Rock Me. That's it. That's the other part. And the band kind of played it, and they just kind of smile at you when you turn around at them like, you guys are doing it.
Yeah.
You know? But you're not doing it at all.
I love karaoke, and I just did live band karaoke for the first time 2 weeks ago. I sang Sinatra at like a Christmas party. Slayed.
Man.
Killed the room.
I kind of want to just have you come over to like my wife's grandma's house on Christmas Eve and sing.
Done. I'll be there. I'll be there. As long as she has some of this delicious Henny Penny Brown Porter.
Oh, boy. She'll have it.
That.
Are you a musician as well? What do you play?
Keyboard. I compose everything on my computer. So,
nice.
I can play a little bit of piano, and I can play a little drums.
Yeah.
But really, I'm more like give me the software, and I'll make a...
I'll have to hit you up. I'm always looking for little jingles for little sketches and things.
Yeah, so I would love to.
I have this project coming up where it's a secret project, but I need like a jingle where it's like dan dan ba dan dan dan, and then like the name of the thing.
Yeah.
So it's like 5 seconds long. But I have a friend named Rick Wood working on it. Shout out to Rick Wood, who was on an episode about Star Trek and Futurama back in the day on this show. And Rick Wood's he's good at that too. Like he does all his own vocals and plays guitar and drums, and he does it all in GarageBand, and he's just phenomenal. So now I have 2 friends that I can hit up. So that's very good.
Of course. I'd love to.
Good stuff.
Hey, congratulations, by the way.
Oh, thanks.
On your second baby.
Sure. Thank you so much.
I can't believe Ashley let you name your kid after her character in Roadhouse.
Well, you know what? She loves Roadhouse almost as much as I do.
No
It's
way.
one of our bonding things. Yeah. We had the VHS of Roadhouse on the windowsill while she was pushing, and I kept telling her, "Pain don't hurt," which is the line that we love the most.
It's so sweet. The episode you guys just did. It just solidifies how you were the luckiest dude ever. She is so patient and wonderful and sweet.
Thank you so much. Yeah,
shouts to Ashley because she's the one that did the real work.
Yeah, she does all the real work. She's doing the real work right now, so I can do this. You know what I mean? We have the 2 kids, and so far with the new boy, I can't really do much except hold him sometimes. Like that's it. Like everything he needs is from her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she's looking great. I think she's less than she weighed before she even got pregnant.
Wow.
So that's great. And she's just, I tell people constantly, like, when they want to move out to LA, they're like, what do I do? Can you give me any tips? And I'm like, find a partner. It doesn't have to be a loving partner, like a relationship. It just has to be somebody that, a buddy, a sibling, mom or dad, somebody that you can, like, depend on when you get out here, because that's a big part of making it. And that she, like, when we moved out here 5 years ago, she had a job and I didn't. So it kind of let me be free to figure out how to get stuff going. And now it's flip-flopped where she's at home with the kids all the time and I do as much stuff as I can. So it's just, it's a give take, but thank you very much for the congrats. That's very nice of you to say. We were talking about musical instruments. Have you played the newest Guitar Hero?
No, I haven't played in years.
Okay. So they had it, about 10 years ago. It was super popular.
Yeah.
Then it disappeared. They didn't make any more games. And then they brought it back. It's called, I think, Guitar Hero Live.
Okay.
And, Anyway, I played Guitar Hero, the arcade. Did you ever play a stand-up arcade game?
No, I never played it. Like, you mean like out at like a real arcade?
Yeah, like we were playing at a Dave and Buster's type place, and me and Annabelle, my daughter, were like, playing the game, and I'm like, I kind of miss doing this. And the newest Guitar Hero, I looked it up. It's $9.99 with the guitar at Toys R Us.
Wow.
And you can get it for your iPad. It's like an app, and it comes with the guitar. So I think I'm going to pick that up on the way home today.
Yeah, you should.
And that'll be a fun little present for me. $10 present for me for Christmas.
Yeah. You're really good at buying a lot of toys for yourself.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
You haven't been to my house. I should have had you come out just to see all my stuff.
I was going to suggest it, but I didn't want to drive that far. I'm selfish.
Right after this, you're going to come out and sing for 2 hours.
Deal. I'm already there.
I'm on beer number 2. You're finishing up number 1.
Yeah.
And we're finishing up the intro here. We're going to dive into the 5 topics you gave me. We're going to do like 10 questions, one-on-one, back and forth.
Yeah.
And you're a big fan of trivia. Like I said, you played, you kicked ass. Have you won other trivia nights at bars and things?
Never won a trivia night ever at any bar. Never won bingo or trivia in any bar, but I am like religiously committed to it.
I'm with you. I love it, dude. Yeah. All right, here we go. This is your first topic, 90s movies.
No, that was Adam's topics.
Those were your oh boy. We might be in trouble.
No, my topics were. Oh wait,
there's a small chance that I picked one of Adam's topics.
This is awesome because then it'll put me on my toes because I'm so curious.
So now, how about do you remember the 5 topics you gave me? Because this is kind of a fun flub.
The 5 topics I gave you were Super Mario, the Ocean's movies. Oh wow!
I'll tell you what. Okay. I don't have any of those prepared for you.
I'm so happy.
I have 10 questions on your friend Adam, who was supposed to be. It was supposed to be a battle,
right?
And it turned into just me versus you,
right?
Which the listener now knows.
This will be a test because Adam's like my best friend in the world, so this will be a test to see how well I know Adam.
So let's talk about what do you think some of Adam's favorite 90s movies are?
90s movies, something about comedy. He likes stand-up comedy, like from the 70s and on.
Yep, that's another one of his topics. 70s and beyond stand-up comedy clubs. Coen Brothers.
Oh, God,
old WB MGM cartoons.
I really hope that's the one you picked.
Giant robots.
Yes.
Yeah, and 90s movies. So,
right.
A lot of people don't remember this. 1990, I think the biggest movie grossing of the year was Home Alone.
Right.
It was crazy. Mm-hmm. People went to see that like nuts.
Yeah.
Do you have any other favorite 90s movies?
Three Ninjas, probably my favorite 90s movie of all time.
I love it. Light up the eyes, boys.
Bebe's Kids.
Oh, Bebe's Kids.
Mighty Ducks.
I was watching Bebe's Kids as a kid myself, like that because that came out. We were 93, so we were probably I was probably like 8 years old.
Right.
And I remember renting that, and then I was like, oh, this isn't like a kid's movie, but it's animated,
at all.
But I still enjoyed it. You know what I mean? I liked a lot of the stuff that I knew, like in Living Color. Like I didn't know what was going on, and even Seinfeld to a degree. I was like, I didn't get what the contest was when it premiered, but I still liked it.
Yeah, something about the rhythm of it. That
it still has those comedy beats.
Yeah,
70s stand up comedy clubs and beyond. Do you know a lot about different comedy clubs?
Not clubs.
No.
Have
you performed in a lot of comedy clubs?
No. I've been in them, and I've done I've been around them, but I've never performed in a bunch,
There you go. Giant robots. Do you have any favorite giant robots?
No.
No.
Yeah, we're in trouble. Is that what it is?
Trouble.
Is it giant robots? I'm so excited. If that's what it is, this is going to be the best episode ever.
I do have 10 questions for you on giant robots. So we'll see how it goes.
This will be so great.
Yeah.
We'll see how many
Do you know about giant robots at all?
Yeah, like I know like Gundam.
Okay, so you know stuff that's... I'll give you a hint. There's no Gundam question. It's probably more broad than even that.
Oh, perfect. I think I'm going to go okay. Yeah.
So we'll have fun with that. And then what were the 5 topics I gave you? I already forgot as well.
I forgot those topics. Well, I can't load it because I can't get our list. Could you have service?
Yes, I do.
I'll stall.
Yeah, let me see. I think that one of the topics I gave you was Goosebumps books.
Yes.
Which I am fond of, and I love the titles and covers of.
I specifically told you, I said no wrestling. Pick whatever you want, no wrestling.
That's right, yeah, because I always pick wrestling for different things.
Yeah.
Let's see. Through our thousands of messages to try and finally line up.
How long have we...
Oh, so here were your topics. Super Mario, SNL, junk food, Cartoon Network 95 to 03. That's very specific.
Yes.
The Ocean's Trilogy and classic Nickelodeon.
Yes.
And what I did was not read any of that. And I just copied and pasted 90s movies, giant robots, old Warner Brothers MGM cartoons, stand-up comedy club history, 70s and beyond, and the Coen brothers.
Yeah.
So we'll see how you do on giant robots.
Okay.
The topics I gave you were a little something like this.
It should be just a couple messages above that.
Messages above that. you sent me, for the listener, I'm looking through our messages. We have a great one about, you saw a Sharknado slot machine in Vegas and sent me a picture. Yeah. That was very nice.
I want to make sure you were getting paid for it.
Oh, yeah. I have no messages where I give you my topics.
Okay, maybe it was over text or something.
I know that one of them was definitely Goosebump books.
Yes.
And what topic did you choose for me of the other 5 that I gave you?
It was not Goosebumps books. Okay. It was Cartoon Dogs.
Cartoon Dogs, yeah. Okay.
Do you remember choosing Cartoon Dogs? This is
like almost like an impromptu episode. I kind of like it.
Yeah, me too.
Because you do a little improv yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So we'll just yes and each other the whole time.
The entire way.
All right. It's Giant Robots versus Cartoon Dogs, impromptu style. This is the trivia showdown. So we'll go back and forth. I'll start off with a giant robot question for you. Randy, you feel confident?
Yes. Nope.
Take another sip of beer. Here's number 1. Who did the voice of the Iron Giant? Movie called The Iron Giant. Who did the voice of the Iron Giant? I saw this movie for the first time recently. I did fall asleep, but not because it was bad. It was just late.
Yeah, it's a great movie. I'm assuming it was some massive... I'm going to say...
Somebody with a deep, scraggly voice, somebody from a huge franchise, and somebody who does the voice of a large creature in a recent film series. That's a lot of information.
Who's the guy that plays Hagrid?
That's a good
Robbie
guess.
Coltrane?
Yeah, it's not Coltrane. He's a little bit hipper than Coltrane. He's really into family.
Oh.
Any guesses there?
No.
Vin Diesel.
Oh, really?
It was Vin Diesel.
Vin Diesel's the
voice of the Iron Giant.
Wow.
Could you imagine?
Yeah, Vin Diesel is America's Robbie Coltrane.
I forgot about that. And I didn't even realize you were wearing that on a T-shirt.
Yes.
That's very good.
I'm getting a tattoo next.
Vin Diesel is America's Robbie Coltrane. If there was ever a soundbite to promote this podcast, I think that's a good one. What do you got number 1 for me? Cartoon Dogs.
Number 1, Cartoon Dogs.
The answer is Vin Diesel.
It is. Every single one. That's kind of weird. All right.
Okay.
The creators of Dexter's Laboratory, Samurai Jack, and the Powerpuff Girls, respectively, were the head art directors on what animated series? About Cartoon Dogs.
Oh, yeah. We're talking about Cartoon Dogs.
Yes.
Okay, so those 3 people.
It looks just like those shows.
And it looks just like those shows. Courage the Cowardly Dog.
That is incorrect.
Oh, no.
No, it looks exactly like those other shows.
It's about dogs?
Uh-huh.
Cat Dog?
Nope. Same network.
Oh, Cartoon Network dog show.
Mm-hmm.
Courage was my big... I was like, well, I definitely know this one. It's Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Right.
I got nothing.
2 Stupid Dogs.
2 Stupid Dogs. That would have never came to me. I do remember the show.
Yeah, great
but
show.
I totally forgot about it. As I did for giving you this category.
Right. This is going to be the best episode you've done.
Question number 2, Giant Robots for Randy Washington.
Mm-hmm.
The 90s X-Men cartoon pilot is called Night of the Blank. Night of the Blank.
Juggernaut.
Incorrect. We're talking giant robots.
Is Juggernaut even in X-Men?
He's in X-Men.
Okay.
He looks a little robotic, but he's not a robot per se. The 90s X-Men cartoon pilot is called Night of the Blank. Any guesses there? We're 0 for 0 on both questions.
Yeah. Yep. This is going to be fun.
Let's see if he can do it. The listeners playing along, having a good time.
Night of the... Adam's going to get all these, of course.
Of course. He'll be so mad.
Night of the... a large droid.
You're so close. Night of the Sentinels.
Oh, my
Which are the things that hunt the X-Men. Remember?
Okay.
Yeah. The big purple and pink robots.
Yeah.
Sentinels. Yeah, very similar looking to the Iron Giant in a way. 2 questions down. What do you got for me? Number 2 for Cartoon Diggity Dogs.
Number 2. While it never explicitly says it's animated, in Kevin Smith's Clerks, a mother and daughter attempt to rent a movie. What's the name of the movie?
This is very specific. I've seen Clerks one time when it came out, and again, earlier than I would have ever gotten any jokes.
Right. Who are your other friends who do Soapbox podcasts, and they're like huge Kevin
They
Smith
hang out
fans?
with Kevin Smith all the time.
Yeah.
Mitch and Josh.
Shout out to those guys.
Yeah, shout out to the Soapbox Office podcast. Mitch used to play sometimes at Latitude 34. They would definitely know this one. I have no idea.
Really?
No idea.
It's like one of my favorite scenes. It's the one where he lists off all the... I don't know if there's any... It's the one where he lists off all of the porn videos.
Okay.
In front of the little girl.
Yes.
But she's in there to rent Happy Scrappy Hero Pup.
Happy Scrappy Hero Pup.
Yep.
042 on both of us.
We're doing it.
This is like an educational podcast.
This is.
Like we're really learning.
We learned a lot about ourselves.
We sure did. We're both wearing hats, too, and I'm not a hat guy. I just bought this hat from King's Brewery, another brewery I host trivia at, in Rancho Cucamonga last week.
Yeah.
And I have hat hair from another hat I was wearing when we took my daughter snow tubing up at Mount Baldy right before we did this podcast.
Right.
It was a good time. You ever go up there?
No. I passed by it just driving back from Vegas for an exit for it. Is it up there?
And that's the exit for it is like almost like the exit from my house.
Oh, okay.
So instead of going up into the mountain, you would just go into the valley.
I'm really glad we didn't drive to your house.
Yeah, it's pretty far. I live pretty far from you. Here's question 3 for Giant Robots. What is the subtitle to the sequel to the upcoming sequel to Pacific Rim? So there's a new Pacific Rim movie coming out. It's one word, Pacific Rim.
Uprising.
It is Uprising.
Yes.
It's finally, this isn't a skunk of a podcast. We got 1 point on the board. Randy
I think it's
has one. Nice job.
There's a couple in here that I think you're going to get, and we're going to,
Yeah.
I'm not going to leave you.
Have you seen Pacific Rim?
No.
I never saw it either.
Yeah.
It was $2.99 on Blu-ray, one of the Black Fridays a couple years ago, and I missed it. They sold out at Best Buy. But I would have bought it. I heard it's okay.
Yeah, that's what I heard too.
And the sequel has a good trailer with a good song in it.
Yeah.
I'm excited. All right. Number 3 for you, Cartoon Dogs. Let's see if I know this one. I got to pull one of these out.
All right. Snoopy. You ever heard of him?
Yeah.
He's got 7 siblings.
Is that true?
That's very true.
Oh,
Can you please name 2?
No.
Can you name 1?
I can name his alter egos, Joe Cool and things.
If you give me, Joe Cool, give me one more alter ego, and I'll give you a half point.
I get a half point? Okay,
Yeah.
so Joe Cool and the Baron. Oh, is there a Baron name?
There is a Baron.
Snoop? Baron Von Snoop?
Yeah, but what it's specifically, it's not just a Baron.
Oh, the Red Baron?
There it is.
The Red Baron.
Yes.
But that's not what you were looking for, though.
No, not at all.
What are
So you get
Snoopy's siblings' names?
I will tell you this. I'm not going to say his siblings' names because it also plays into a question I have later.
Oh.
I'll tell you after I tell you that question.
I had no memory of any siblings for Snoopy.
Yeah, he's got like animated siblings. He's got 2 more than the comic strip.
Do they look exactly like him?
No, they all look different. Like one of them is really like huge, and then one.
Are they all beagles or whatever he is?
They're all beagles.
Interesting.
They're all beagles.
All right, this is actually a fun kind of a switch up episode.
Yeah.
Because I'm learning some stuff. Here's number 4. Let's do this one. This is for Giant Robots. What's the name of Tony Stark's suit that helps him stop his powerful green friend at times?
Oh, what?
Tony Stark has a suit. It appeared in, I think, the Avengers sequel.
I didn't see it.
What is the name of Tony Stark's suit that helps him stop his powerful green friend at times?
Well, the fact that you're not saying his powerful green friend makes me think that has something to do with the name.
You might be onto something there.
The Hulk Smasher, the Hulk Stopper,
You're so close.
the Hulk Killer.
The Hulk Buster.
Oh my god!
Hulk Buster suit for Tony Stark. I'm going to give you a half point. It's
Okay,
1.5.
thanks.
This is the only episode we've ever done half points. 1.5 to 1/2 point. Question 4 for Cartoon Dogs.
Question 4. On the Disney version of Doug, Pork Chop lives in a teepee, right?
Sure.
Yes.
I know Pork Chop. I didn't know he lived in a teepee.
Okay, well then you're. What was the house he lived in on the original Nickelodeon Doug?
An igloo.
Yes, nice
I,
work.
for some reason, know that. Oh,
Yes.
wait. So what was you said the original Nickelodeon Doug?
on the Disney version.
Oh, the ABC when they brought
Yes.
Doug when he had the little sister,
Yep, for
Dirt
one
Bike
season.
Cleopatra or whatever.
You remember
There's
her?
1 point.
You
I
remember
I
Dirt
remember
Bike
very
Cleopatra?
specifically weird things. It is 1.5 to 1.5 points.
All right, we're there.
Question 5. What dinosaur robot was controlled by the original Yellow Ranger on Mighty Morphin Power Rangers? What type of dinosaur was the Yellow Ranger?
I Triceratops.
Triceratops is a good guess, but incorrect. Any other guesses?
It couldn't have been T-Rex. I'm pretty sure that went to whatever Cool Ranger.
That was the red one. The yellow one was the saber-toothed tiger.
That's not a dinosaur.
Oh, that's true, huh?
That is a mammal. That is an extinct mammal.
Oh boy,
that doesn't even resemble a dinosaur.
saber-toothed tiger. I swear they would call them all dinosaurs, but I guess they never did.
Yeah,
I guess they would have just said
Dinozords.
Just the Zords.
One of my favorite moments, by the way, in your entire podcast is when you're telling the story about your daughter trying to chase a giant bug in the house and saying, "Somebody get that dinosaur!
Get that dinosaur!"
And I say that,
and she sounds like Wanda Sykes.
Somebody get that dinosaur!
Somebody get that dinosaur! So I guess
saber-tooth tiger.
Not only am I learning on your questions, I'm learning on my questions.
We're learning
that
a
a saber-tooth tiger is not a dinosaur.
I've learned that Sierra Madre is very far away.
Oh
this
my
is
god!
very good beer.
Do you have half a mil? We could split that 800 square foot house.
Yeah, we'll
that'd
do
be
it.
fun.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Question number 5 for Cartoon Dogs.
Question number 5: Who voices Stan's dog Sparky on South Park.
Stan's dog Sparky, George Clooney.
Nice work.
I knew that for sure because he wanted to be. He loved the show and he wanted to be a part of it. And they're like, "Yeah, we'll have you do this like Arf." Like, and he was. I think he did it like as a joke, but I think like he wanted to be like a character, and they were like, "Yeah, we'll have you be this dog." Which is, and I think they did it with somebody. They did it with a few other celebrities.
They did that with Jay Leno, the voice of the cat.
That's
yeah.
Can you imagine him in the booth? He gets all ready. He's in there, and they're like,
drives across town.
Where the line? And they're like, you're just saying meow, and he's like, meow, and they're like, you're done.
That's it.
Do you watch Toast of London?
Oh my God, you've been talking about Toast of London.
Yeah,
I love that show.
I watched all 3 seasons recently, and some of the funniest scenes are him in the sound booth. Yes. And he just has to say yes in 100 different ways, or he has to read the Bible overnight. And they always give him all these crazy things to do. Yeah. They had to narrate the gay porn scene. That was hysterical. And that show, I don't know, because I had a friend who has very similar taste. And he goes, I turned it off after a few episodes. And I go, wow, that's weird. I go, I really liked it. And I go, well, maybe I don't. You know how sometimes you just love a scene or something so much that you're like, this whole show is the best show of all time. Kind of like Mr. Show. I don't think Mr. Show is as good as it really was. Sure. I think there's like 5 sketches that you're like, that was hysterical.
Right.
And it just makes you collectively. Same thing with a movie. The movie Old School is probably not that great, but you remember the streaking, the Frank the Tank, and then it's like, that's a great movie. Right. So I think like, it kind of gives me hope as a creator of sorts that whatever I make really just has to have like 5 memorable things in it, and then it could become part of history. You know what I mean?
Like easily.
Christmas Story, another thing. You know what I mean? It's like
I find Christmas Story to be extremely boring.
Sure, there's a lot of kind of downtime. Oh no, there's a lot of downtime, and it's like there's people are like bunny suit, kick down the slide, soap in the mouth, like when you really break it down. So. That's fun stuff. Question number 6 for you, or are you up?
This is me?
I don't know. What was the last question?
I did South Park.
South Park, and I got it. Okay, so it's 2.5 to 1.5 points. And here's your next one. Number 6. Who did Godzilla face in 1974? A creation of aliens known as simians. So they were simian. The name was the Simians, an alien race, and they made something to fight Godzilla in 1974. What was that foe of Godzilla's?
Mechazilla.
That's right, Mechagodzilla. Good job, yeah.
Yes.
So it's 2.5 to 2.5. Nice job,
Adam
Randy.
Will be so
Washington.
Proud.
Yeah, he'll love this episode.
Yeah.
Question 6 for Cartoon Dogs.
6. Which Hanna-Barbera character, voiced by Scatman Crothers, is both the #1 super guy and quicker than the human eye?
Hong Kong Phooey.
That's him.
Oh, I know that. I forgot he was a dog. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah,
he's a dog janitor.
Yes.
Yeah. 3.5
Aren't we
2.5. Yeah, we're all dog janitors.
Somewhere inside.
Number 7. Here it is for Randy Washington. I call him RW. In what mobile vehicle did Shredder and Krang live on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? What was the name of their mobile vehicle? It had a big eyeball on the top. Looking around underground.
Yeah.
I used to want this toy every year for Christmas. It was like $65. My mom said, no way.
Yeah. There were so many of those toys back then.
Right? Thinking it over.
I'm thinking about the thing that has a drill on the nose.
That was a little like transport device they used to get from this bigger thing to the surface.
Underground, right.
Yeah, that was called the something drill or screw or something like that. But they made that toy too, and it was really cool. Looking for Shredder and Krang's mobile vehicle that they lived in Ninja Turtles, the cartoon.
Something dome.
You're close.
Something globe, something ball, dome, mega dome.
That your final answer?
Yes.
The Technodrome.
Oh, that's
Technodrome.
Which
sounds like a genre of music you should create as a musician.
On it.
Technodrome.
Yeah.
Put Moby out of business.
Yes,
right?
exactly. Well,
number 7.
He's the king of techno droning all the time.
Sure, porcelain. Here's number 7.
This dog attended Northwestern University, hosted a show called Let's Find Out, and was once married to Jessica Biel.
That dog's name is... I was going to say Courage, the Cowardly Dog. No, it's Triumph. Is it Triumph, the insult comic dog?
Not Triumph.
Damn. I thought that might have been in a sketch. They got married or something.
You got one more.
One more guess?
Yeah.
It was married to Jessica Biel.
Married to Jessica Biel. Hosted, also had a 90s sitcom. And is married to an Asian American woman.
Dog? Oh. It's a real person.
Oh, it's a cartoon dog, my friend. That's your category.
Yeah. I was going to say Snoop Dogg. I I have absolutely no answer. Triumph was my biggest thing, and he's not even a cartoon either.
No, he's a puppet.
What do you got?
That is Mr. Peanut Butter from BoJack Horseman.
Oh,
Please watch BoJack Horseman so we can talk about it.
I got real high one time and watched it, and it was a point of view thing of him on drugs, like walking around a party, and it blew my mind.
That's just the intro.
Is that the intro to every
song.
episode?
Yeah.
He walks around like a party in in all these different locations. Mm-hmm. Kind of like the Naked Gun intros, the movies where it's like a cop car driving through a bunch of different things. Did you ever see that? Oh, maybe that's what it was. I don't. Maybe I didn't get past the intro.
Yeah, it could have been that.
BoJack Horseman.
It's an intense intro.
It's a good show, though, huh?
It's a great show.
Who's the voice of that dog?
That
Jesse?
dog is that's we're gonna look it up. It's Paul F. Tompkins.
PFT.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to number 8.
Yeah.
I stopped keeping score. We're at 3.5 to 2.5, I think. Number 8. The 5 colors that form Voltron are red, blue, yellow, green, and what? The Voltron 5 colors: red, blue, yellow, green, and what's that missing color?
Black.
Black is
my final answer.
100% correct.
Yes.
Nice job. It's tied 3.5 to 3.5. And did you watch a lot of Voltron?
Nope.
They redid it for Netflix. My friend Lynn Hartwell, who's been on the show, a lot of shout-outs to people on the show. Yeah. Lynn Hartwell worked on Voltron, and now she works on something else that escapes me. But, it was good. I watched the first episode. They were kind of long. They were long episodes, so I have to dive back in at some point.
Yeah.
But you got it. It was Black, number 7 for Cartoon Dogs. We had a few questions left here.
Number 8? Mm-hmm. All right. Okay. This Cartoon Dogs pilot was nominated for Best Animated Short for an Academy Award in 1995.
Cartoon Dog.
This cartoon dog that you are familiar with very, very well was nominated for Best Animated Short in 1995.
Slinky Dog from Toy Story.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Courage the Cowardly Dog? That son of a bitch?
Was your guess for every
Oh, come on. But my guess made sense. 95 was when Toy Story came out.
That's true.
Maybe there was a Pixar short of some kind that starred just Slinky Dog. Mm-hmm. God damn it.
Nope.
No, is Courage the Cowardly Dog?
Yeah.
Won an Oscar?
No, it was nominated for an Oscar.
But he didn't win.
The pilot, a 7-minute pilot, and the 7-minute short that Cartoon Network used as the pilot.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I've never even seen it. I have no idea what it is.
Oh, you've seen it. It's the one...
No, but I've never seen Courage, the series. Like, I've never watched it.
What?
Yeah, not my jam.
Oh, man.
I hate cartoon dogs. No. It's a terrible category to give. Number 9. Yeah. Who has a production company called Bad Robot?
That would be Adam, who's listening to this podcast right now. Mm-hmm. Does not like this guy. And on our podcast, he goes into great length about how much he does not like this guy. And that would be Mr. J.J. Abrams.
J.J. Abrams is correct. That's 4.5 to 3.5. You're winning by 1 point. Nice job. J.J. Abrams. We got number 9 for you on Cartoon Dogs. And we got number 10 to close it out.
Tom and Jerry.
Yes.
Looney Tunes, Rugrats,
yes,
and the Peanuts all feature a dog with this one name.
Spike.
That's it.
Yeah, the big white one that would pound Tom, and the dog on Tommy's dog he'd ride around on Rugrats. And what was the other 2 shows?
The Peanuts and Tom and Jerry, Looney Tunes. Looney Tunes Spike is the one where it's the big dog and the little dog.
He's like, yeah, get him. Yeah. Okay, interesting.
And now I can tell you the other Snoopy siblings' names.
Yes.
So Spike, Marbles, Olaf, Andy, Molly, Rover, and Belle. Spike lives in Needles, California. Yes.
That's a very specific reference.
Very specific. Every time I pass that sign, I'm like...
Did you create some of these characters?
Yes.
Yeah, okay,
in
very
a
good.
fever dream.
Here's number 10. The Veritech Fighters were in what 80s anime? The Veritech Fighters were in what 80s anime? I think it was 85.
Mobile Suit Gundam. Wait, you said there's no Gundam questions.
That's right. The Veritech Fighters were in what 80s anime? Dun, 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 dun. That doesn't help. I
was like, what theme song is that?
I was just kind of singing. I make my own songs too. This is to tie it up if you get this right. Or no, you're already winning by 1. I need to tie it up on the next one.
80s cartoon.
Thinking it over. Giant robots is the category from his friend Adam that we hijacked for this episode.
I don't know.
Robotech. The answer was Robotech.
Of course it was Robotech.
Giant robots, Robotech.
Yep. Real original.
So it's 4.5 to 3.5. Let's see if I can tie it up with this 1 point here.
I really hope you can.
Let's do it.
This was
Spike.
Yes.
Right.
It's Spike again.
Yeah. Buffy was in love with...
Was his name Spike?
Yeah.
Also, there's a lot of Spikes. There's like a Spike in Cowboy Bebop. There's Spike in The Simpsons. Spike is a very common character now.
It's pretty good.
Steve handed this playful dog to his little brother, Joe, before leaving for college in 2002.
That's all? That's the whole question?
That's it.
Steve, Joe?
Steve, for years and years, hung out with this playful dog. And then he had to go to college in 2002. And he handed the duties of hanging out with this dog to his little brother, Joe, in 2002.
A cartoon dog from 2002. Brothers named Steve and Joe.
Now, at no time do you ever see Steve and Joe hanging out except for one episode where Steve is like, hey, this is Joe.
This is a cartoon. 2002.
I'm going to give you a hint so we can tie it up so we can go into the...
sudden death?
Sudden death with...
What's the hint? Let's see if I can figure it out.
The hint is the dog is a cartoon. But Steve and Joe, not cartoons.
Damn, I have no idea.
If it helps at all, don't think about Joe. Steve's got a dog. A very playful dog.
Steve with a playful dog and a cartoon.
Hangs out with that dog all the time. And that dog tends to send Steve off to do fun games that she concocts for him.
I seriously have absolutely no idea. Not even a little inkling. What do you got?
That would be Blue's Clues.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
That was not the kind of cartoon I was thinking of, but that is a cartoon.
It is a cartoon
And
dog.
I've seen a lot of Blue's Clues. My nephew loved Blue's Clues, and I used to take care of him a lot around 2002.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the reason why I know so much about it, too.
Damn,
it's
that
because
is
of
crazy.
my nephew. Wink.
That is crazy. That was a good question. It is 4.5 to 3.5 points on this very unique episode of the Trivia with Buds podcast. We usually, in a Buds battle, we just kind of usually do this. Can we together maybe think of a fun way to combine both giant robots and cartoon dogs, just like on the fly? Is there some question we can come up with together? Let's see, a giant robot that has a dog of some kind, or a dog robot. Is there a giant dog robot in something?
There has to be a giant dog robot.
That's a cartoon? That's a tough question. I feel like maybe on The Simpsons or something, they've had a giant dog robot. No?
Yeah.
We'll say there was.
Yeah, there was.
That would be the way to combine those two things. And then we have a category that we go back and forth with. Do you have a category in mind?
I don't.
No?
But we one time during trivia, you and I did. I was in one where it was video game systems.
Yeah.
And I was ashamed because I went out so early.
Let's redo it. That sounds great.
Now I just set myself up for failure.
We'll go back and forth naming video game systems. I'll kick it off. Sega Genesis.
Wii U.
Nintendo Switch.
Wii.
Super Nintendo.
Sega Master System.
Game Boy.
Jaguar.
Game Boy Pocket.
Game Boy Color.
Game Boy Advance.
PS1.
PlayStation 2.
PS3.
PlayStation 4.
Xbox.
Xbox One.
Xbox 360.
Sega 32X.
Sega Saturn.
Virtual Boy.
How dare you? How dare you take Virtual Boy from me? GameCube. Did you say GameCube?
No.
Okay.
Game Gear.
It's
getting tough.
No, not even. Commodore 64.
Super Nintendo Classic.
Atari 2600.
Nintendo Classic.
You mean the NES?
NES Classic.
Okay. Famicom.
I may have drained the well here. Do we say Dreamcast?
We didn't say Dreamcast. Maybe we did, but it's okay.
Okay.
Sega CD.
Oh, that's a good pull. Randy, I think you got me. I don't have one more.
Is that it?
That's it. You are the champion, and that's 3 more points for you. So the final score is 7.5 to 3.5 0.5, the only decimal-based scoring episode of the show.
Yeah.
What'd you think about the questions you had no idea about?
They were great. They were great. You know what I really like about your trivia is that you tend to not get, like, I get very specific when I'm thinking about trivia. You tend to make it like very broad.
Sure.
Which makes it accessible for everybody, which is
thanks,
why
buddy.
your podcast is so successful.
I appreciate it. Thanks a lot, man.
#1 trivia podcast in the world, right? Is that what it is? Last time I checked.
I think the #1, from what I can tell, is called, what the hell is it called? It's a British guy. Pod Quiz, that's what it's called. 20-minute episodes, and he just has 5 categories. I've guested on it before, and when I guested on it, I got a huge influx of new listeners. But if you search the word trivia on like the iTunes app, it's like with buds, like right away. So that's kind of cool. There's not that many trivia podcasts from what I can tell, and there might, let's say there's 100 like that come up if you searched all of trivia podcasts. There's only probably like 10 to 15 that put it out every single week. A lot of them like started in 14 and then never finished it, or never put out any on, or some people just sporadically put out stuff.
Sure.
And I found from stuff I've read and people that I know that have had successful shows, like you have to put it out at the same time and date every week.
Right.
And I just try and do that. So thanks so much for the props, man.
Yeah, of course.
What are some things you want to plug? What's the name of your podcast?
Our podcast is called Wars. It's a podcast where we have conversations about whether or not Star Wars is or ever was good.
Love it. So that's where J.J. Abrams would pop in with your friend Adam?
Yes. Adam is not a fan of J.J. If you listen to some episodes, Adam will go into great detail.
Did he like Rian Johnson for The Last Jedi?
He did. And we talked about it recently, and we saw it the night it came out, and then recorded an episode of the podcast that night, and then we haven't talked much since.
Okay.
But we're gonna go see it again together. He actually liked it.
I saw it the weekend it came out, and I went by myself, packed theater, hated it. Like I walked out going like, that was not what I wanted, which is what it seemed like a lot of people did.
I picked up
and
on
then
that.
like a couple days later, I couldn't stop thinking about it and the stuff I did like about it. And I go, maybe it's not as bad as I think. But there is something to how that movie was made to have an adverse reaction. Yeah. Because I think a lot of people were just expecting something totally different.
Right.
But now I'm going to see it again with my father-in-law very soon. And I'm kind of looking forward to it because I just know what to expect now, and I think I will appreciate it more on the second viewing. Yeah, and that's rare because usually if a movie makes me go, I didn't like it, I don't want to see it again ever. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I did. I told my wife that night, I go, I'd never watch it again. And then the next day I woke up and I go, I kind of want to see it again.
You should see it again.
There's some legs to it. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen it twice, and I've had the exact opposite reaction. Where at the end of the second time, I liked it less.
Really? So you loved it at first, then didn't like it as much the second time?
Yeah, which every single Star, even the prequels and including Force Awakens, same thing. The second time I saw it, I loved it more.
Okay.
So I want to see the third time to see if it changes it.
In short, do you think the prequels are as bad as everybody says?
No.
They're not as bad, right?
No, they're not. We actually have an episode about that.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. I haven't seen them in quite some time, but I'm like, I remember loving those movies. I mean, I don't know if it was because I was a lot younger or what. I was in high school though for most of them, and I think that they're not nearly as bad as people think.
They're really not.
And how about the petition I saw for people to try and remove the newest one from the canon? Did you see that?
No.
There's like people are so mad. They're like, this shouldn't be in the trilogy of the new trilogy. It's like, come on, dude.
Star Wars
You're
fans.
just some dude on a computer, and like a lot of people made this movie.
Right. Yeah.
It's very.
That's
silly.
actually the whole anchor of our show. Is that we try to look at it objectively as if they're just fun films to
love it.
Yeah, to take part in.
Very good. Well, that sounds like a great podcast. Where can people find it?
iTunes, everywhere. Just search for Wars. Also, we're on a network called Sexpot Comedy.
Love it.
So you can find us there. Also, I'm doing music. We have a band called Total Ghost. Me and the same guys that do the podcast. It's a German electro pop band where we dress up like crazy people.
That's very cool. When's the next big show in 2018?
I'm thinking I want to release an album and do a huge 2 shows, one in LA and one in Denver.
Love it. Yeah. Very good, man. Get that hometown support and smoke a bunch of legal weed. Which you could probably do here too.
You can.
In January.
I can.
Very good. Randy, any final words before you take off?
No, just congratulations again to you, sir.
Thanks, buddy.
Thank you for putting out entertainment that like I just listened to on a road trip. Your podcast is great.
Oh, thanks, man.
I thank you, and shouts to your lovely wife for doing all the heavy lifting.
Shout out to her for sure.
She's got a bag of Oreos coming her way. I'm going to wrap it up and send it to y'all.
Very good. Yeah. Thanks so much, Randy. Boom, there it is, another classic Buds battle in the books. That is a lot of alliteration, and I've had a lot of caffeine today. Thanks so much to Randy Washington, very funny dude, great singer, and he's working on a little jingle for me right now for a side project that I will tease in future weeks. Again, if you want to support the show, rate, review, and subscribe on iTunes. Leave me a nice review. I will be picking random people who leave reviews on my Yelp page and my iTunes page and sending them amazing swag. So check that out. Definitely try and do that. The next 10 reviews on either of those things will be entered into a raffle to win a very awesome bottle opener. Like I mentioned, one of the brand new items on the website. So go on there, grab one for you or a friend, and also leave a review for your chance to win a free one, totally free. If I live near you, I'll come drop it off. If you live far, I will mail it to you free of charge. And tell a friend about the show if you dig it. If you have a friend that likes trivia, pop culture, driving around, playing against somebody in trivia, definitely send a good word about this show to them. We got lots of new guests coming up, lots of cool, fun, different types of guests, not just comedians, not just actors, but people from all walks of life coming up on this newest year of the show. 2018 is upon us. Again, go to triviawithbuds.com for the store. Check out the blogs we're doing every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on a ton of fun trivia-related things, and sometimes not trivia-related things. Sometimes we're highlighting, a cool way to throw a party or some card games and things like that. So go and check out all the good stuff I'm into. Leave a Yelp review, leave an iTunes review, and tell a friend. Thanks again for listening to this show. We'll see you next time for more amazing trivia fun. Bye-bye.